ask me why I don't join, why I don't kneel, why I don't follow. I stepped into the dark. I walked through the fire. I saw what they hide, and I want no part of it. I stepped into the dark when no one dared. Walked through the fire, got burned but repaired. I saw behind the curtain, saw the man behind the God, the pride, the greed, the iron rod. They stay in their comfort, they don't wanna see the shadow behind the sanctuary, the hypocrisy. They kneel to their idols, they chant their creeds, but they never question the poisonous seeds. They preach about the 7 deadly sins, but none of them can stop what nature begins. Pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth. You can't prevent them, you were born with them both. Survival tools, not moral flaws, that made you fear your own claws. You sin, confess, do it again. The loop is how they keep you in. I walked alone so I could see the truth they hide from you and me. The cage they built with holy walls, the echoes of their master's calls. That's why I do not join any religion. Not because I hate, not out of division. Because I stepped into the dark and found man-made idols on holy ground. I believe in something they can't define. Not your book, not your shrine. My faith is not in your holy war. I left that at their door. They asked me to surrender myself to God. Sorry, no, my life is mine to keep. I don't need a deity to carry my load. I don't need promises while I'm asleep. My life is my responsibility. My choice is my consequence, is my will. I won't hand it over for a fantasy. I won't trade my agency for a thrill. So many followers, so many faithful, so many kneeling, so many grateful. But why is there still suffering? Why is still war, still death, still nothing changing? Not enough faith, come on, you saw it. The world is imperfect, broken, flawed. Why keep lying to yourself to profit from a fantasy you never saw? The holy book is written so clear, so obvious. Tarnishing females, that's malicious. Woman from a rib, woman is sin. She should be silent, don't let her in. I have a mother that I respect. I have a sister that I protect. I have a wife that I love and cherish. No way I let their disgust perish. In my mind, in my heart, in my home, their degrading words I'll never own. They preach love but practice hate. They open heaven but close the gate. They talk of mercy, then condemn. They use God's name to cover their whim. The priest in gold, the pastor in robes, the imam with power, the guru who builds. They speak for God, but God is silent. They claim divine, but their hearts are violent. Man wrote the books, man made the rules, man shaped the doctrine, man built the schools, then said God said it to make it law. And anyone who questions, they withdraw. God didn't write that, man did. God didn't demand that, man forbid. The pride of men, the thirst for power, that's what grows in religion's flower. You wanna know why I don't join? I walked into the dark. I saw what they're afraid to see. I asked the questions they're afraid to ask. They call the 7 sins evil. I call them survival. They tarnish women. I call them cowards. They ask me to surrender my life. I say it's mine to keep. They promise heaven. I see earth still burning. So many faithful, so much suffering. Not enough faith, please. The world is imperfect. Stop lying to yourself. Do something real. I have a mother, a sister, a wife. I will never bow to a God that demands their silence. That's not faith, that's a horror show. The cage is comfortable, that's why they stay. But the door has always been open. I walk through. That's why I'm free. That's why I do not join any religion. Not because I hate, not out of division. Because I stepped into the dark and found man-made idols on holy ground. I believe in something they can't define. Not your book, not your shrine. My faith is not in your holy war. I left that at their door. You ask me why I don't join. Now you know. It's not that I don't believe. It's that I believe in something bigger than your religion. I stepped into the dark and I found myself. Not your God, not your savior, not your book. Me and the women I love. That's enough. The horror is not the dark. The horror is the lie they sold you.